Construct a CFG for language. Construct a CFG for language L is equals to A star B B B A star. So what will be CFG for this? S tends to A B B B A. S tends to A B B B A, where A tends to, because this is A star, either it can be epsilon or it can be A. So it will give all the production. If A star is epsilon, then we can take the epsilon, and if A star A or AA like this, so we can take this. Suppose we have language L is equals to A. If instead of A star it is A B B B A, so we can take from this S tends to A B B B A. So instead of A we can write like this, A B B B A, and A can be now epsilon because we need only single A. So we can write like this, A B B B A, because this A can be epsilon also, because we need single A. Suppose we need only this language from the A star, L tends to A B B B A. So instead of A we can put epsilon here, so we will get this language. So this is the CFG for this language. Now move to the next. Suppose we need CFG. This is the one. We need CFG for language A to the power M B to the power N, where M N greater than equals to 1. So what can be the language? Because both can be greater than equals to 1 and both are different, so either it can be equal, either M can be greater than N or N can be greater than M, like this we can have. So what will be the CFG for this? S tends to AB, because both are different, so we take different variable for this, and A tends to either single A or multiple A. From this production we can get multiple A, from this we can get single A. In the similar way for B, for one production we get this, for one B we can get this production, and for multiple B we can get this production. So this is the CFG for this. Now move to the next. CFG for language A to the power N B to the power 2N, where N greater than equals to 1. N greater than equals to 1. So what can be the language? Because this is A and this is 2N, sorry, this is N and this is 2N, so what we can get? We can get ABB or AA B B B B, like this. So what can be the CFG for this? The CFG can be either ABB, because N greater than equals to 1, so 1 should be present here, so this will be the minimum production for this, or the maximum production can be this. So from this we can get any number of production, and this is the minimum production because N greater than equals to 1. So this will be the minimum production, because if we take N is equals to 1, then this can be 1 and this can be 2. So this is the minimum production and maximum production from this. So this is the simple CFG for this language. Now move to the next. CFG for language A to the power N, B to the power M, C to the power M, where n comma m greater than equals to 1. N comma m greater than equals to 1. So what can be the language for this? The language can be ABC. Either m and n can be equal, or maybe n is greater than m, or maybe m is greater than n, and so on. Like this we can get. So what will be the CFG for this? The production, first production can be AB. First production can be AB. So A can be A or AA. Why we are taking two variables? Because here we have two things, n and m. So for n we are taking A, and for m we are taking B variables. That's why A tends to A. Either can be single A or can be multiple A. In the similar way, B either can be BC, because we are taking B for BC, because both are having same power of m. So either it can be BC or either it can be BC. So this is the production, or we can say CFG for this language. Here one more thing, we can cross check this is DPDA or DCFL or not. DPDA means deterministic push-down automata. DPDA means deterministic push-down automata, and this come under DCFL. This come under DCFL, context-free language. So as we have this one, so we can read A to the power n, B to the power m, and C to the power n. So we can simply read A and push B and pop C. We can simply read A, push B and pop C. That's why this is DCFL, or we can say DPDA, because we know exactly where we are heading or moving. Now taking the next example, suppose we have language L1 is equals to A to the power n, B to the power n, and L2 is equals to B to the power n, A to the power n. Then L1 union L2 will be what? Because we know this is DCFL, this is DCFL, or we can say this is DPDA, this is also DPDA, because we can push A and pop B. Here we can push B and pop A. So what will be the union of these two DPDAs? Let's check. If we push A, so we can pop B here, and simply we can, for L1, this is for L1, this is for L2, we can push B here and we can pop A here. This is for L1, push A, pop B. This is for L2, push B, pop A. So simply all is clear from here, and so we can say if these two are DPDAs, then L1 union L2 is also DPDA. We know where we are heading, we are moving, so this is correct. So this is DPDA. Now move to the next. Suppose we have A to the power n, B to the power 2n, which is DPDA. So because this is DPDA, so this is come under DCFL. And so we can suppose it L1, and in L2 what we have? A to the power n, B to the power n. This is also DCFL. So what will be the union of L1 union L2 will be what? So let's see. we push A here, and we are popping B. We are pushing A and popping B, and this is for L1. We are pushing A and popping B, or we can say for L2. This is for L2. We are pushing A and popping B. This is for L2, and for L1 here we are pushing A and popping B. So because as we are seeing here 2 to the power n, we took 2 to the power n, so some we are popping and some we are skip, or we can say read. We will read some B, and here we are popping some B. So this is the dilemma, where to move. From here it is clear from L2 that push A and pop B, but from L1 it is not clear that we are going in which direction. We are popping B or skipping B. So this is the dilemma. So this is, we can say, the union of two DPDA or DCFL is not DCFL. This is NPDA. DPDA, both are DPDAs, but the union is not DPDA. This is NPDA. So we can say simply, here we can, in the last example we have seen both are DPDA, so union is also DPDA, but here both are DPDA but union is not DPDA, it is NPDA. So we can say the union of two DCFL or two DPDA may be DCFL or may not be DCFL. So here we can simply say the union of DCFL may be DCFL or may not be DCFL. The union of DCFL may be DCFL or may not be DCFL. From these two examples we can clearly see, here both are DCFL or DPDA, so it is DPDA, but here both are DPDA but union is not DPDA, union is NPDA. One more thing I want to clear here from this example, where n is equals to L1 is equals to, or a to the power n, b to the power 2n, and L2 is equals to a to the power n, b to the power n. Because here this thing is common, a to the power n is common, but if we have L1 is equals to c a to the power n, b to the power n, and L2 is equals to d a to the power n, b to the power 2n. If L1 is equals to c a to the power n, b to the power n, and L2 is equals to d a to the power n, b to the power 2n. From the same example, because here these things are common, if we are doing union, a to the power n is common, that's why it is dilemma that where to go. Either we pop V or B, or we read B. But here we can see clearly that in the initial we have two variables or two constants C and D in L1 and L2. So both directions or both follow different direction. So both are following different path or direction. That's why it is, or we can say the union of L1 union L2 will be DCFL, because it is clear where we are heading. Because initial we have constant in L1 and L2, so the path will be different, but here path is same. That's why it is in dilemma where to move. That's why L1 union L2 is NPDA. But here there is no dilemma because both are having different constant, so both are heading towards different direction. That's why the union of L1 and L2 will be DCFL. With the same example, if we take one variable in the initial of L1 and L2, then the union will be DCFL. But if there is no variable, then there is dilemma where to move. That's why the union will not be DPDA, union will be NPDA. So we can clearly see the union of DCFL may be DCFL or may not be DCFL.